morning with our morning update. I have to add something to the chat list. Just want to put up this picture here. See if we can get that. And he did pass away this morning in hospice. I'll give you a little bit of information. Posted this both on the Chatham Chatlist Facebook page and on the Chatham Journal Facebook page. We'll get to some of the other items this morning, but yeah, I've known Don because, again, covered a lot of sports here in the county. You always used to run into him at events. He'd be out there. Folks probably have newspaper clippings on their refrigerator doors of stories that he wrote about their kids. But Don was recently found out through CT scan that he had multiple spots on his chest, liver, and colon. His next step was to get a biopsy and begin chemotherapy. Timothy Brown organized a GoFundMe account for Don, and back on January 31st, 2022, he reported that, "I spoke with Don earlier and wanted to give an update. His first chemo went really well 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, last week we almost lost him. One of his recent stents was 100% blocked, and on top of it, he had a severe bacterial blood infection. But after 5 days in the hospital, some great doctors at Chatham Hospital and UNC, and a second surgery to replace the stent, he has gotten better, albeit very weak. He now has a second chemo in 2 weeks. He wanted me to thank everyone for all his prayers, the donations for his continued mounting medical bills, and the people just reaching out to him. He is truly overwhelmed and prays that God blesses each and every one of you." Anyway, that's the information on Don this morning. Let's move on to some other things. Just want to let you know that a woman was found dead from accidental shooting in Siler City. We'll have more information about that coming up. I'm going to take a look. I think we went ahead with some information on our Facebook page. Also want to know Russell Jerry Johnson, 85. He passed away on Friday. Funeral service will be held on this Tuesday at Sapling Ridge United Methodist Church in Gum Springs Road. On the good news side, Carolyn Merrill took home the 3,200 meter title. She's a Northwood student. She's been fantastic. Her coach, Cameron Eisenhower, has been really proud of her. Actually, the whole community's been proud of her. Her folks have been proud of her. She's a hard worker, and she's gotten what she deserves. I'm the Chatham Chatlist. We also from the Chatham Historical Museum. If you folks have an opportunity, follow them on Facebook. They got great photos of the Hadley Hotel in Siler City and some information on that. There's also, it was interesting, tonight at 5:30, you have a school board meeting going on in Pittsburgh. There's a lot of moms that are going to be coming out to that thing to voice their displeasure and say, hey, you know what? Show our kids smiles, unmask the kids, go to voluntary masking instead of mandatory masking. It was interesting because there were several folks that made comments that if you watched the Super Bowl yesterday, and a lot of people probably did, it was a good game. That tonight 70,000 fans were shoulder to shoulder, unmasked, shouting for the team, unmasked despite Los Angeles' mask mandate. Some folks that say you had to have that they required a vaccine, a card, or proof of vaccination to get in. But if you read the article, what they also said is even if you were vaccinated, anyone over 2 was required to wear masks. Look, just take a picture of the images. If you watch the Super Bowl, that didn't happen. So unfortunately, Roy Cooper, our governor, won't end mask mandates in North Carolina schools. So you can guess how tonight's vote at the school board meeting is going to go, referencing mandatory masking in the county. I've got my opinions. Other folks out may have their opinions. You'll let us know. Going back to that shooting, found out on the 13th, which was yesterday, that just after midnight, members of the Chatham County Sheriff's Department responded to a report of an accidental shooting at the address off of Jesse Bridges Road in Siler City. When the reports first came out, they did not have identification of the victim or the person who apparently did the shooting, but apparently on the scene, deputies found the victim, Patricia Stanley, 38 of Cary, deceased in an RV. She had sustained a single gunshot wound. A male subject is currently cooperating with investigators regarding the accident. There's no evidence to suggest any ongoing threat to the public related to the event. The name of the male subject has not been released as of this time. And this morning, I don't know the information of that. As soon as we find out, we'll probably post it on our Facebook page. The investigation remains ongoing, and more information will be shared as additional details become available. Also, if you go on onto our Chatham Chatlist page, you will see, got a friend of mine, Jack Tarr, who shoots with Ken Martin's fellow photographers. They've got some great pictures of the Eagles at Jordan Lake. It's worth taking a look. We've already had over 400 folks look at it. Also posted a funny little thing. If any of you guys there was those little play houses from Walmart or any one of those other discount stores, and there's just a little meme there showing new listing coming soon, and there's a picture of one of those little plastic houses, and it says list price of $199,900. And the question is, isn't that the way the housing market in Chatham County feels right now? Those of you who've gotten your tax bills and paid your tax bills know that we got really hit hard with the taxes this year. Also, Mr. Van Denton, for folks that follow Van Denton, he's the weatherman over at Fox 8 out of Greensboro High Point. Met him a couple of times. Van and I have had conversation. He's an NC State graduate, big NC State fan. Well, his dad passed away. We shared his write-up about his dad on our Chatham Chatlist Facebook page. A lot of stuff on the Facebook page. So also the state championship when it comes to track and field. So a lot of news on this weekend. We'll have more of that come out on the chathamjournal.com website. All right, we're at 8 minutes right now. We usually don't like to go over 10 minutes, so we'll go through some of this other stuff really quick. There was no chat list on Saturday. I was out of town, couldn't access the program, so there wasn't a chat list on Saturday. But here's what's on the chat list today. We got the Grand Trees of Chatham will lead a guided tour. You can find out about that on the chat list. If you're not subscribed, all you need to do, let me bring it up, is you need to just go. It's real easy. You don't even have to go anywhere. What you do is you just send an email to chatlist@bellsouth.net, the word subscribe in the header, and it will subscribe to the chat list. It comes out Monday through Saturday, except it didn't come out this Saturday, and you'll find out about this information. So there's also video. Lake Tommy Edwards at the Paul in Northeast Chatham. Video was done by my son. Looks really good. Also, Untold Stories of Black Chatham Patriots. That's coming up on the February 19th. That's a Zoom call. Several references to masks in there. We're not going whole hog on COVID and masking. We're trying to keep this Chatham-centric. So if you want to send something in like that, if it doesn't have to do with Chatham County, I'll just send it back and say, hey, it's a fairly general topic. Also, there's a shout out for Chatham Heat and Air. We, on the chat list, a lot of folks asked for recommendations, and there's a lot of conversation back and forth. Chatham County Health Department distributed more N95 masks, including the Moncure Fire Department. Again, I was out of town. Don't know if they're out of there. We'll try to find out from Zach Horner or Mike Zellick as to how that went. Someone's looking for a recommendation on clock repair. There's also a sing and play coming up at Jordan Matthews High School. Bill Crawford recommends the Mexican food truck has reappeared, and he's like, hey, go out there and check it out. And the new Black History Month exhibits at the Historical Museum in Pittsburgh at the Historical County Courthouse right there in the middle of the circle. That's out as well. And then American Revolution Regulators program is also at the museum. We also added in at the last moment, that's why a little late today, about Don Beane passing away this morning. So folks, hey, have a fantastic, awesome weekend. If we find out more information, we will find out more information on Don Beane's funeral arrangements, and when we do that, we will we'll let you know as soon as we find out some more. So hey, have an awesome week. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.